Who is Charlie Manson?
Charlie Manson's whoever he's allowed to be, whoever you make out of him, I guess.
And what of those people who say, monster?
What you see, what you get.
But do you like it?
Man, they have to live with it. I don't. You live with your judgments. I live with mine.
Perception. The most horrible crimes were committed at his direction, and therefore
you come back to the same premise. You come back to the same premise.
I'm just talking about self-image now. You don't like it? Do you not like it? Do you care about it? The fact that people somehow, there is something called the Manson mystique in the world now.
All right. Your name is Sam Smith and you're from Idaho. Now, what's your self-image? You know you're not Sam Smith and you know you're not from Idaho.
Right.
Well, now, how matter? I can scream and yell and I can tell the whole world, here's Sam Smith from Idaho. And you still know in your heart that you're not Sam Smith.
So what are you in your heart then, if you know you're not that?
I did not direct nobody to be killed, man.
All right. Who told Watson et al. To go commit those murders?
The lawyers.
Okay, well, we're not going to go anywhere on that.
All right. Well, you want me to explain it? It's a simple thing.
What is a simple thing?
Everybody that's a crook learns this, that you cannot trust a lawyer.
Okay.
Especially a criminal lawyer. You can't trust...
Oh, so you're saying the defense lawyers did it?
No, I'm saying if we had a place to go, we wouldn't have to go to violence. But when you got no place to go, and your children can't find a father in your system, and you lay down and you say, can I get some help? And they won't give you no help. And you get stepped on in the face, and then pretty soon you say, well, what can we do here?
So violence is the only option we have.
Only change... wait a minute. For that generation... You must realize, I am not in that generation, man.
But you were part of it.
What do you mean? I just got out of the penitentiary.
Yeah, but you got involved in it, right?
I got involved in what?
You were involved with that generation of young people.
No more than anybody else on the street corner.
Do you believe the Tate LaBianca murders had anything to do with sort of ending the period of the 60s, creating a...
Yeah, it was the peak of the love that was running. Why don't we do it?
After that,
no one will be watching us. And it's banging 24 hours a day. I didn't write that music.
Okay.
Take it to the Queen of England. Ask her why she's sending her kids over here, ducking from that Hindu pimp that's coming out of that New Delhi penitentiary. See, there's a lot more in the world than you know about, see?
Boy, there's a lot that...
Sure there is. Sure there is.
What do you say to those people who say... Charlie Manson is a psychopath. So, okay, it doesn't bother you.
No, there's a whole lot of us nowadays.
That he hates people. That he's full of hatred.
Right. Yeah,
are you full of hatred?
No, as is it.
Okay.
In other words, I see that human beings aren't worth too much as a whole.
That he's schizophrenic.
Yeah, I can be that.
You are that.
Sure, I can. Well, aren't we all?
Yeah, well...
You know, they put you in the middle of the yard, I bet you change your personality.
I'm sure it would.
Yeah.
But you keep coming back to that, that they did this to me because they put me in the pen.
I didn't say they. I'm not blaming nobody for anything, man. You know, I'm not pushing no rocks around.
If you're going to write a song today, what would it be?
You better bow down, disco. I'm going to take your heart away.
More?
I got nothing behind me.
You need a guitar to do it, huh?
No.
You don't think of yourself.
I don't think of myself, you're right.
And secondly, you don't think of yourself the way these other people do, as this monster that
I think of myself as whatever I have to be.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, see, here's what's interesting about you. Listen to me 1 second. Here's this guy who most of us believe, because of the trial, and you believe we were had by the DA, but most of us believe you did suggest, direct, because of the influence you had on those people, to do those murders. And the next night, the LaBianca. And it has created this notion of you. You are one of the most infamous criminals, cons
of all time.
In the world.
I don't think you guys have seen me.
Really?
No.
What don't we understand?
You don't understand yourselves.
No, but what don't we understand about you? Grant you we don't understand ourselves, but what don't we understand about you?
Just what I said. I'm inside of you, man.
Yeah.
I live inside of you. I'm inside every one of you.
And to say that suggests that what? You being evil is inside of all of us?
Life.
Yeah.
Evil. It's not, it's beyond good and evil, man. It's a balance. It's aberraxis. It's the Pope roller skating.
Yeah.
He keeps one hand on the table all the time. He never tells us he's running numbers on. He's got the dice in his hand.
Yeah, but
like we all know that. We should by now.
What do you think about the idea of responsibility? Taking responsibility for your own actions?
I do. The
You
court
believe in
ran for
that?
me, sure. Now let me ask you a question.
All right.
How comes the court shirked and turned their backs on me and wouldn't give me my rights?
They gave you your rights.
Rights in what relation? I didn't even get to put on defense.
Yeah.
When it come defense time, they said, we're taking too long in this. Covered it up and told the public another outburst, another Manson outburst.
Yeah. If you...
What defense did I put on? What witness did I call? Did I call one witness? I never got to call one witness.
You will not find any group of people who will not believe, don't believe that Charles Manson got a fair trial.
And human rights are over in Russia. We won't look at Charles Manson. We'll just cover that up. We won't look at the fact that we've had a 9-year-old kid locked up and blaming him for everything we did since 1943, will we?